Hello, and it's the Warp Forge with another Arkham Files for you all. We're going to focus on Joker's gang yet again, and we're going to focus on the Borgon from the Elite Clown set. So obviously we're going into Borgon, big hammer, big gnarly biker bloke. I like to call him Candy Floss because of the beard that I've painted for him for the crazy clown colours of, a Candy Floss beard. So, what shall we go through first? Well, Borgon really is a kind of combat guy. Well, he's not kind of, he is a combat guy. Have you seen the size of that hammer? So we'll go through his stats and then we'll go through his traits. So his name's unknown, he's a henchman, and he's affiliated to the Joker. His alias is Borgon. So his strength is 4 up, his willpower is 5, his movement's 2, his attack is 4, his defense is 3, his endurance is 7, and his special is 3. So already he has a little bit of a 1-up in every stat apart from endurance, in which case it's really high for him. Endurance 7 is a lot to be asking for. So again, that's a lot. That is a decent amount. Willpower 5, 5 counters, and he can do a lot with that. And strength 4 up, so already okay, you know. So what does he have? Well, he has a hammer, as you can see by his model. It doesn't have range ammo because it doesn't have because it's not ranged attack, and it does a blood and stun damage, and it is tough. So basically, tough adds +1 to the strength of the model. So instead of damaging on 4 up, you're damaging on 3 up. That's huge, especially in combat. So going to his little personal traits. He has demental laughter. I don't know how to pronounce it, and it's like 1:45 in the morning, so hey. So that's basically distract. So for one special counter for a model within between 10 or 20 centimeters, you do -1 defense off the bat. That's quite big, especially when it all pieces together, as I'll talk in a bit. So sturdy. So instead of losing a point of willpower for every 2 damage he takes, he loses a point of willpower for every 3 points of damage he takes. Again, little things like that, but it's huge when you go into the game in the grand scheme of things. He has brutal, so he's allowed to reroll his collateral damage dice. Again, very nice on his hammer. And he has criminal, so the first time he knocks out or kills an enemy model, he gains +1 willpower, turning him from willpower 5 to willpower 6, potentially. That's, again, massive. His reputation is 42, and his funding is $0. So, right off the bat, to me, he's incredibly priced, and I'll go into why in a bit, because he's not too cheap, and he's not too expensive, and he doesn't cost any funding. But 42 rep is still something to think about. So what is his strengths? Well, what is his main strength? There's only big strength. His main thing that pops out to you is that he's a combat monster. And whilst people might say blood and stun damage isn't that much, I would say wait. So, here's out. You've got demental laughter, which is distract. So you do -1 to your defense of your enemy's models. You've got a maximum of 4 attacks you can put on to your attack counter. So for 5 willpower, you can put 1 in special, 1 in movement, another in movement. 1 in special, 1 in movement, then another in special, then 2 in attack. You then basically sprint up, distract. So sprint up, spend a special in a movement, spend a special for distract, then attack twice. Now, the main tactical decision with Borgon is who do you send him for? Are you going to send him for a high-profile target like an enemy's leader or an enemy free agent like Hawkman, Hawkgirl? Are you going to send it against Deathstroke, which even for him might be a bit too much, like he's biting off more than he can chew? going to go, or is he going to go for cops? Is he going to go for enemy henchmen? That guy with a chainsaw, let's whack him with a mallet. That guy with an assault rifle, let's whack him with his mallet. So yeah. So that's the main thing. Where do you want him to go? Now obviously this always depends on and especially in Batman more than any other game, in my opinion, you've got to think about where the position of your and your enemy models are, and you've got to think about the position of the terrain. Once you figure out where you want, what role or where you want Borgon to go, then think of target priority. Once you do that, you should have Borgon down to a pin. His second biggest strength is that he has endurance 7. With sturdy. He's a tough bastard. Quite literally. He's going to lose potentially 2 points of willpower. So if you've got 5 willpower and you take 2 off, that's 3 willpower left. It's not too great, but it's not too bad, and it could be worse if he didn't have sturdy. So again, he is a tough bastard for being a henchman. So basically what that indicates is that he can get there. He can definitely get there. If you play him right, he can get there. In my personal experience, I've used Borgon usually near around me leader. Used me leader, Joker or Harley Quinn as bait. Send a target over here, then quickly do whatever Joker does to lessen up the willpower. Then use Borgon to distract, to lessen the defense even more, the willpower or defense even more. Then whack him with the mallet. Now obviously his gaping hole, and we'll start talking about his weaknesses here, is that he doesn't have handy. However, that is offset by the fact that he can attack 4 times. That's 2, 4, 6, 8 total damage all in all. So I can even one-hit the standard leader to an extent. His weakness isn't apparent. For a henchman, it isn't apparent. But his main defense weakness is his defense 3. It's roughly standard than more than other henchmen, and especially in Joker's gang, defense 3 is very much welcomed, when a lot of your henchmen is usually defense 2. So defense 3 is always welcomed. However, he can still be hit, he can still be damaged like any other henchman. And if someone sends someone like Deathstroke or Hawkman specifically on him for the offense, he might be endurance 7, but he's going to pop. He's going to get knocked out, or he's going to die. If he is focused on or overwhelmed in any shape or form, like any great giant, they always have an Achilles heel. A heel to be exploited, and a heel to drag them down and get curb stomped. Quite literally, because it's Batman, remember? So yeah. His main weakness is that he can be targeted, and he can by high value targets, and he can be swept off like that. Now, because he's a henchman, it is kind of offset the fact that he only gives 2 victory points away, but can be potentially more depending on what the mission you're playing at. So again, that's his main weakness, and other than that, he's quite a nice jack of all trades. Overall, he's a very good jack of all trades for your gang. When I usually make a a Joker gang, I usually include Borgon because he's a good little bastard, if I'm honest. Candy Floss over there will go up, he'll smack someone in the face, and he hasn't let us down. Or if he has, it's because it's of my inability, or when it comes to dice, sometimes that plays a part, but mostly, if he dies very quickly, it's because I've played him wrong. All in all, I'm not saying he's a must-take, but for me, in my personal experience, he always has been a taken model. I've always taken him. So, I think that does it for Borgon. If you enjoyed this episode of the Arkham Files with the first of the Joker Elite Clowns, then please subscribe and hit the notification button to see more Arkham Files, specifically on Joker's gang, as I'm going through the entire gang. If you enjoyed my Batman content, you want to see more, including battle reports and stuff like that, then please hit the subscribe button again, hit the notifications. If you want to talk about anything that I've said in this video, then please comment below. I love talking to you guys and gals at home, all my heretics, I love them so. And if you liked what you saw, give it a like, and if you find a friend or yourself who found this advice helpful, then please share it out to wherever, whenever. The more people who get to know, well, the more the name gets out there, the better. So thank you for watching. This is the Warp Forge, signing out, and remember, keep on forging.